There will be no more flights. Reservations for hotels are declining. Local companies that used to prosper on foreign currency, pleading for foot traffic now. It's also not arbitrary. It is specifically targeted. The United States' most popular travel partner, Canada, is quietly declining. However, why now? And why these locations? The tension is rising. Simmering economic discontent, border crackdowns, and political feuds have set off a major event. A growing travel boycott in the U.S. Which states will bear the brunt of the consequences next? If this trend continues to grow, which popular tourist destinations may face a collapse in their economies? These 10 might be ground zero, so stay put. Number 4, Florida. Florida's economy depends heavily on tourism, yet it is currently experiencing a severe recession. Bookings for vacations in Europe have decreased in only the last 6 months. Snowbird travel in Canada has drastically decreased, and arrivals from Latin America are dwindling. Why? A combination of anti-immigration legislation, political unrest, and worries about gun violence have deterred many tourists. Forums for travel in Brazil, Germany, and even the UK are humming a single message: stay away from Florida. Passengers are selecting safer, friendlier alternatives, and airlines are discreetly moving their routes elsewhere. What transpires, then, when your main selling points, sun, pleasure, and open arms, become supplanted by controversy, fear, and negative press? Florida may soon have a catastrophic knock-on effect. We are discussing widespread hotel layoffs, slowdowns at theme parks and beach resorts devoid of the customary influx of foreign investment. Is the Sunshine State becoming less attractive? Because who will be left to keep the lights on if the world stops coming? Number 3, Arizona. There are significant savings in desert golf resorts. Group travel packages are being canceled by tour guides, and reservations from Asia, Europe, and even Canada are dropping off quickly. Arizona is gradually disappearing from the world's travel agenda. Moreover, it is not merely seasonal. Why are tourists abstaining? A number of factors are involved. Debatable immigration regulations, worries about security, and rising anti-American sentiment overseas. Due to tougher screening and antagonistic border politics, even tourists from Mexico, a significant market, are withdrawing. Here's the true problem, though. Arizona is mostly dependent on wealthy foreign visitors, the type that arranges trips to national parks, spa getaways, and opulent lodgings. When that money runs out, what happens? Towns in the Grand Canyon, Scottsdale, and Sedona may experience severe economic difficulties. There will be no more tour buses. Little hotels will close, and those money-associated employment are no longer there. Arizona won't just be hot if it doesn't change course quickly. It will be severely damaged economically. Number 2, Michigan. The hotels in downtown Detroit are half full. Port Huron and Sault Ste. are examples of border towns. According to Marie, spring tourism is at its lowest level in years, and boat services to Mackinac Island are all but non-existent. Michigan is witnessing the floor collapse, not simply a drop. 3 significant warning signs. Crossings of international borders are declining everywhere, not only from Canada, but also from cruises leaving Europe and ferry arrivals. Once a dependable source of investment in tourism, business travel from Asia and the Middle East has all but stopped because of diplomatic difficulties and visa delays. Tourism across the state is declining, particularly in areas that depend on cross-border guests. Here's the question, though. What happens if your most devoted visitors feel you're not worth the bother anymore? Once a strategic asset, Michigan's closeness to Canada is now a vulnerability. Stricter visa procedures, longer border wait periods, and escalating U.S. tensions have angered Canadian tourists. Meanwhile, some Midwest regions are seen in international media as politically unstable or culturally antagonistic. Cities like Detroit continue to struggle with antiquated perceptions, pictures of crime, and poverty, which doesn't help, and economic deterioration in spite of initiatives to reinvent themselves. People are unaware of Michigan's enormous potential for tourism. Sports, cuisine culture, picturesque road vacations, and lake resorts. However, impression counts, and the current perception overseas is don't go. The effects are permeating many industries. Local eateries experience a decline in weekend business. International campers have decreased, according to state parks. Bookings for Airbnb hosts are declining. Additionally, rural areas in particular may have long-term setbacks if they do not receive steady cash from tourists. Will Michigan's reputation be improved in time, or will it witness the slow-motion collapse of global wallets? Because the globe might find it difficult to regain its prominence if it stops entering Michigan. Number 1. Nevada. Although they are open, casino floors are notably quieter. Outside, tour buses are sitting idle. Las Vegas's upscale shopping areas and once crowded resorts are reporting double-digit declines in revenue. There's more going on in Nevada than just a lackluster season. Let's dissect it. International flight reservations have sharply decreased, particularly from Canada, China, and Europe. Once a Las Vegas cash cow, conventions and international business gatherings are now being moved to other nations because of safety concerns and political unrest. The once burgeoning Asian travel sector for high rollers and luxury consumers is now contracting. Here's the query, then. When the world starts to move away, would a state that depends on tourism be able to survive? Nevada depends on foreign visitors, not merely welcomes them. Foreign tourists with large budgets aren't only making hotel reservations. They are gambling with large sums of money, dining at restaurants owned by celebrities, watching shows, and purchasing fancy things. However, friction has now jammed that pipeline. Lengthy wait times for visas, rising anti-American sentiment, worries over gun violence, and geopolitical backlash. Sentiment that has spread to international travel agencies, tour operators, and travel influencers in general. Once a consistent flow of tourists, even those from Latin America, are now selecting other countries like Spain or Costa Rica due to their nicer climates and easier visa requirements. Even though Las Vegas makes much of the news, the harm is felt throughout the entire state. Smaller tourist destinations, Lake Tahoe resorts, and Reno's gambling towns are subtly capturing hits. Tour companies are laying off employees. Budgets for marketing are being cut by hotels. Some companies are barely surviving. Outsiders are essential to Nevada's shine. This is more than simply a poor quarter, though, if the outsiders stop arriving. This serves as a warning. Nevada may discover that. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and be part of the journey.